Hey, AO National, it's Cameron Taylor here, one of your MGAs, and I'm here to talk to you today about a couple of the scheduling systems we use, named Calendly and Google Calendar, and how to use them to work smarter and not harder day to day. So what is Calendly? Calendly, like I said, is a online software. You can have it on your computer, like I'll show you. You can also have it on your phone, and it merges with other calendars, which is great to maximize your capacity, your schedule, all the fun things that might be tedious day to day, but will keep you in line and help you grow and protect more families. So Calendly, there is a free version, which I'll go into, that you can have a couple different events, and then you can pay for the professional plan that I'll go over and highlight the most main, I guess, best components that one will give you. But even just starting with the free one, and then the professional is around $8 USD. So bring you around $12 Canadian right now. So I'll dive right into it. Bring it up here. So where Calendly would come into play day to day is after you speak with the client and you book them and receive the email, you're going to set appointment on Mobile Planet, and then move into Calendly separate. So it's going to be separate, the Mobile Planet, but making sure you still have in there is key, and then moving. And then this is how the client is going to receive the location of our Zoom room and what to prepare, and basically reiterate what you've told them on the phone about you running a little bit later behind. So this here on my screen is Calendly. So Calendly.com, you'll create an account, you can link it to Google like I do, and I'll go over that with you. And yeah, this is what I look like. It's honestly super user friendly. So don't worry if you're not tech savvy or not really into scheduling your time. I promise you it's something with time that I learned is super important. So to manage yourself and manage a work-life balance, it's really important to have something in place, and making sure, again, your clients are getting the location where to meet you. They can't show up if they don't know where to go. So this will help knock that ball of the park. So Calendly, what you'll have to do, your screen will be a little bit more plain than mine, but you'll hit create. So what I'm going to show you, it's going to look something like this when you create it. So I'm going to bring up like this, an event, and then you're going to name it. So you're going to name it something. I name everything AIL, and then dash whatever lead type they are or who they are. I'll name that. I have one for every lead type. So this one's AIL Union Benefits Meeting. The location here is our lovely Zoom room. You're not going to put it in, there's an option here. Let me just copy this so I don't lose it. When you're setting it up, it's going to have the Zoom link. You're not going to do that. What you're going to do is get the custom link for our Zoom room, go to the custom, and then paste it in. So the 519-933-9023 and update. The description, I will show mine so you can pause it and write it down if you wish. Use it as you please, I don't care. And yeah, so I'll show you that in a moment, and then you can color code it. So basically pretty simple for setting it up. My next event, I'll show you one that's a little bit more detailed, and then you can take that and use it. So this one here is for my will kit. So this one here, we have AIL will kit, Zoom benefits meeting, we have the location, and then I have this lovely description. So I'll leave that there for a second. Basically, it says, hi, it's Cameron Taylor with American Income. You've been sponsored by the No Cost Law for me to deliver your family care plan and private union health savings card at no cost to you. We are deemed essential during this difficult time. So all appointments are via Zoom. Prior to appointment, please download the Zoom app to a tablet, iPad, laptop, computer, smartphone. I ask that you log on 5 minutes prior to avoid any technical difficulties. I may say that I'm on with another family, so please stay logged on until I admit you in the meeting. We do respect your time very much. So due to the high volume appointments, we ask that you give us a 15-minute window of time. If we're running behind, we will give you a call to let you know. Looking forward to servicing you at this unforeseen time. See you soon. You can do something like this. You can shorten it, whatever you please, but it's nice to have a little description. So again, it's basically just re-saying what you're cementing on the phone. So that portion, your events, really key. The next one is when can people book this event? So it defaults to 60 days in the future. Obviously, our products are one of the most important things. It's a now or never business. So we want to get the client in. Depending on the month, I normally switch this, and push months I have it at 10. Other months I range between the 15 to 20 because I don't have too many people actively going in and rescheduling. So it really depends on the month. But this one I have here is set for 20 calendar days. So it won't show the full month that we're in, but it will show about like 2 weeks-ish in advance, which is kind of nice if people are on vacation or whatnot. At least they have that ability. So this is here. You can switch it to whatever you please. Duration, I like to have it somewhere between 30 to 60. So we'll put it at 45. And then obviously if it's an enrollment, it will most likely be around the 60 mark, depending on the client. And then the next thing you want to choose is your schedule. So we have use existing schedule. So this is what my schedule looks like. I'm normally on all week, and then Monday I come in. Certain days I'll come in a little bit earlier online for certain time zones, all that fun stuff. So this is what I have here in my mountain time, but you can also hit set custom hours. So you can see here, it kind of gives you this availability. So let's say on Saturdays, I only really want to work, let's say like 12 p.m. to 5. We can switch that over so that it adjusts on your availability. Awesome. And then over here as well, add date overrides. So looking at this, at the schedule, I'm going to say Easter, I'm not going to work, let's say. So I'm going to hit this day that I'm not going to work. I'm going to go do something with my family. It's going to normally show the hours that you're available. This could be for anything. Christmas, your birthday, you're just taking a day off. Click on the day, and then you're going to hit X, and then it's going to populate that you're unavailable. So if a client did have your link and go in there, they wouldn't be able to choose it. So that's really important to keep that updated, especially as you grow, because your Calendly link becomes more available per se. So personally, you might have seen this before. I can go over at the end, is I actually send my personal Calendly links with 2 referrals. So in my 3-way text, I add in my Calendly link. So before calling the referral, they could actually go in and book themselves. So if my schedule or date overrides weren't correct, which I've had before, you'll run into mix-ups where the clients are booking in and then you may not be available. So keep that up to date. The next major thing I'll go over are additional rules for your availability. So this one here, this one's really important, depending on who you are. So some people we know work part-time jobs. Some people like to prepare. There's a long list of, kind of how you run your business. So this one here, I usually have it set at invitees can schedule within 4 hours. So that means if I sent a referral text and then they booked right in, 4 hours is long. Some days I tend obviously to have more on the go. So if someone booked in randomly, I might have already just never updated my schedule, or I plan to meet with a teammate or do a callback. So doing this, even whatever, however you plan your day or what will work best, definitely keep that in mind. So then you're not getting double booked. You're not, at your other job and there's appointments. So suit it to what suits you. And then this one here, automatically detect and show the times in my invitees time zone. So this one's super important if you're licensed in other provinces like myself. You're commonly sending invites to people in different time zones. It's going to be a little confusing if you say at 11 a.m. to someone in Newfoundland, and then they see 11 a.m. and they show up 11 a.m. and then it's 8 a.m. your time. I've had it. So this one automatically switches it. So if I'm in Alberta and I send a, a 9 a.m. invite, when the Newfoundlander sees the link, it's going to be 12:30. So keep that in mind. So that's pretty much, let me look here, Calendly in a nutshell. What I was talking about here is the professional plan. So the professional plan does give some extra bonuses. So email reminders, email follow-up, and text reminders. So you turn these on, you can personalize them. So email reminders, obviously when you send the link, they're going to get an email. These will actually send certain reminder emails depending on, so if I hit email reminders and I hit personalized, it's going to say, hi, Susie, this is a friendly reminder that your Wilkit meeting with Cameron is at this. And you can see the timing here. So if I book Susie for Saturday and today is Thursday, on Friday, 24 hours from 12:30 Newfoundland, she's going to get another email, and then also 4 hours before. So it alleviates still, I like to send the personal text message from your phone number that you did call them, but it's also a constant reminder, and it also does let a reschedule or cancel. So with this in place, the client's getting multiple reminders and multiple opportunities to reschedule or cancel or reach out. So it alleviates the no showing or your percentage, because if we have the right email and the right phone number, which I'll get into the phone reminders, there's no reason why they shouldn't have been able to let you know. So customize that as you please. The next one here is text reminders. So I really like this one as well, since I'm sending a personal text message. It kind of goes hand in hand because it looks a little bit more robotic. So normally, maybe a personal text message, they read it and they're like, yeah, sounds good. But when they get a couple more, they definitely won't forget. So hit personalize, you can put your message, and then you can customize it as you please, 24 hours before, 4 hours before. And then you can also put a cancellation. So depending on how you work, if you're going to rebook them one more time, depending on the circumstances, whatnot, you can put that all there. So that's awesome. And yeah, the biggest benefit with this is it really helps alleviate no-shows. It just helps scheduling overall. It's awesome. You can, how you would, let me see here. Awesome. All right, so back to the main page. So I showed you what Calendly is, how to make an event, what it will look like when you're making it, go through the nit and grits of it. So get into how many events you should have. So I have quite a few. So I have my union one, I have my policy holders, I have my referral, I have my will kit, I have my final interview, and then I also have one here if someone from, let's say, natural business or someone I meet is interested in our whole life product, then I send them this just for it's not confusing in my description when I'm using union or no cost law or McGruff kit interchangeably. I would be a little confused if I didn't really go over that with them, and it was more so someone reaching out knowing that we sell insurance and they want it. So I have one there extra as well. And then my benefits follow-up call. So all of these will host the Zoom link. The only one that doesn't is my benefits follow-up call. So one thing, back to, I guess, the presentation tip, is when you have those thinkers and you can't, objectify or clarify anymore, the best piece of advice I could give is setting a hard follow-up date. If you just say, you'll call them next week, it's not really a confirmed time. So clients could really use that to the advantage, and they'll just get to it. But when you're setting a exact time and date and then letting them know you're going to call them at this, that, and you're still scheduling them into your, penciling them in, it's more of importance for them to think about affordability, think about the, coverage they already have or what they really need right away. So they don't put it off. So this one here will be the only different one. I have it at 15 minutes. And then if they do want to go forward, then I'll normally just send the Zoom link or whatnot, forward it over. So this is what this would look like. So I went over all the events, what you should have, what you should do, all that fun stuff on my recommendation. So let's say I'll basically go over how you book. So I'm on Mobile Planet. I call my client Susie. Susie books in for me for tomorrow at 11. I get the email. Great. I'm going to set the appointment on Mobile Planet. I'm going to come on to Calendly on my phone or my computer. Same thing on the phone. It will basically look just like this. So you'll have view booking page on either. And then you're going to see this on both. So it's going to have the title, my little description, all that fun stuff, the time zone. So let's say, and then also the blocked off days. So you can see when I blocked off the 9th to take some time with my family, it's now gone. So it's not there. So let's say I talked to Susie, we booked in for 11, awesome. So I'm going to go to tomorrow, and you're going to see all the available times. So 11's not available here, but we'll say 11 is 12 instead. You're going to hit that time, and then you're going to put in their name. So I'm going to say it's Miss Me, put in their email. One cool thing about this, if let's say you're having a ride along or one of your trainees kind of follow with you or a Delta, anything like that, I like to include their email so they get the invite too. So if they're personally working with you for that day or that week or whatnot, it, instead of communicating another way, it sends them an invite so they know, they have something else. That's something personal I do. I feel like it really works team-wise, but obviously not mandatory. So you're going to want to put the name, the email, and then send text message too. So like I said, the text reminders, you can just take their number off the response card. You schedule event, and then there it goes. And then the link, this will all come up. That's pretty much that in a nutshell of Calendly. Let me take another browse over. Again, where you'll find your scheduled events. So schedule events here, you can see upcoming, all through the week, all the different colors, events, all that fun stuff. So you can see that, you can see the past and kind of go through anyone you sat with, that kind of deal. Yeah. So that is Calendly, calendly.com. And then your availability is also linked up here. Awesome. So yeah, so that's Calendly in a nutshell, something that is very new and I feel like has been working really well since we use Google so often, is Google Calendar. So if you just want to use Calendly, stop the video here, you're done. But if you're interested in learning a little bit about Google Calendar, I'll hop into that. So Google Calendar, again, it's very similar to Calendly. It has a little bit more accessibility for team-wise. So if you're a business builder and you're building your team, it gives you a little bit more access there. And then also you can use a personal. So I run my life now by Google Calendar, and as a team, it makes scheduling a little bit easier. So one good thing with Calendly and Google Calendar is that it does merge together. So if I have something in Google Calendar, Calendly isn't going to let me book it, vice versa. So Google Calendar, you can have it on your phone, you can have it on your desktop just like this. So this here is my Google Calendar. So you can kind of see I have all my Calendly appointments. So you see my benefits follow-up we just seen. I have my AO sales calls on Monday with the link. I have a couple of union appointments this evening, and then I schedule my personal self-dial. So little things like this you can see I was doing some hiring stuff this morning. I was training, I had some callbacks. So it's really helpful. And it merges with your Calendly. So when you send that Calendly link, it's going to show up here. And then same for everything else. If you look on Thursday, you see our great agency meeting, you see our business builders, all that fun stuff. So that's Google Calendar. How you make an event is you basically hit create an event. So if I'm going to, work on my mods, I can put mods and then the day. So I have nothing going on here shortly, so I could put it in for 12, and then it pops in right there. So that's pretty much, it's not very complicated. If you like to schedule, if you don't, I highly recommend it because it really helps staying on track and blocking your time. If you're off, you're off. When you're here, you're working. You're not, people, I know myself, I tend to work better if I'm here for a blocked amount of time and not just here all day. So one good thing not good thing, I should say the best thing I love about Google Calendar is you can share it. So I personally share my Google Calendar with everyone on my team, and we do it vice versa. A couple of good things about that is you can see what they going on. So you could see on my side here, I have some of my team members who use it, and I'm not obviously going to, it's not a forceful act, but other people who like the idea and like to be able to see if you're busy, if you're free. It alleviates a lot of the texting and communication and whatnot. You can just pop in my Google Calendar, see if I'm free, blah, blah, blah. So looking at this here, if we take a look at Miss Chantel here, when I click on it, you can see the blue comes up and you can see that she has some appointments overlapping me. So some at different times, all that fun stuff. And then you can see, she has some time off on Wednesday when she's planning to do her dials. And then it goes back and forth with Calendly. So it's really nice to have access to that. You can have, so my client meetings come up as private. So in this case, Chantel actually can go in and look at the client's name or anything. It will come up that I'm in a meeting, but it's private. But everything else, like the sales call or from doing some training, will be public to my sharees. So they know to kind of reach me once I'm done, or if it cancels, that I have some free time to go over what they need. So Google Calendar, if I could recommend it anymore, I would. It's obviously very amazing. It schedules, you can share, you can create events, you can create reminders, you can create tasks. I have, a task here to follow up on some incompletes for an agent of mine. So it really, instead of a paper and a pen that my dog's going to eat, it really keeps it in here. And then simply too, so let's say my mom's again the sales call, it's a really good sales call, and then I have a trainee coming in after, and someone else, I just can't do it today, but tomorrow is looking a little bare in the morning, so we'll get that done before field time. You can simply just pull it over, so then it's housed in the next day. So super exciting times with technology. There's so much more that I probably don't know about it, but the basics are linked with Calendly. You can share with your business builders running beside you. So scheduling is clear, concise. Everyone has a work-life balance and getting the job done here. You can have on your phone, you can have on your laptop. You can schedule your days off, put your task in, make a notepad. And another thing I'll mention as well, the company released Google Meet. So Google Meet is a video platform very similar to Zoom, but it tends to be a little bit easier for seniors as there's no hard download. So I won't get into that. I've only used it a couple times, but it is housed in Calendar as well. So if you are sending invites for your union meeting at 4 o'clock on Zoom, and then you get on Zoom and they can't connect to audio and all the stuff, and you're really just having a hard time, I totally look into Google Meet. It's free. Same thing. It's a browser. Whatnot, it connects with Google Calendar, and yeah, you can share with your manager to sit and watch you, all that fun stuff. But it gives you the option over doing it over the phone. That yeah. So I will leave you for that. If anyone who watches this video now in the future wants more insight onto Google Calendar or Calendly, totally reach out. I'm open to questions, super passionate about the scheduling side of things. So reach out. So I hope every one of you, if you don't have Calendly, you get it. And if you don't have Google Calendar, you put it in a place for yourself, for your team, and your life and your work and everything. And yeah, take these tips, go schedule these coming months, this coming year, put in your goals, and I hopefully the scheduling portion helps you crush them. AO, let's go.